Hello again, everyone. This is Joe, and this is technical analysis of the stock market for Saturday, November 25th. Welcome back. We're going to take a look at the Dow on a weekly chart, check in with China, look at the VIX, and then 5 stocks that are in a new futures contract. Actually, there's 10 in that contract. We're going to look at the 5, which is the FANG Plus. We're going to look at the plus side. Okay, let's start off here with the Dow weekly, and you can see we're up almost 200 points for the week on the Dow. We really haven't moved much over the last 3 weeks. We're hugging the top of this trend, this channel, upward trending channel, right at these trend lines. And over the last 3 weeks, we have gone up a whopping 18 points. So that's about all we've gotten in here. And of course, this last week was a holiday shortened week. We had 3.5 days of trading for the week. So that's the picture on the Dow. Let's take a look at the Shanghai Composite. And the Shanghai Composite was down a little more negative than even what happened last week. And it closed below the trading of last week. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see that a little better. Here's what happened this week. Thursday, the mainland indices, both the Shanghai and the Shenzhen, got hit pretty hard, down about 3%. And ended up down 29 points for the week, closing at 3353.82. So I'm starting to think that maybe we're going to need some more continuation here, definitely another week below that 10-week moving average. But I'm starting to think that maybe we're going to get the breakdown I've been looking for. This has been a very flat type of movement in here, overlapping type waves, flat, sideways type move. It just doesn't look very impulsive to me. It sure is not this kind of impulsive wave. So watching to see, are we going to get a breakdown on this? The other thing to look at on here, and I'm going to point this out. Okay, so let's look at, here's the high in June of 2015. Where was June of 2015 in the United States? It was right in here. June of 2015 right here. Now, okay, we got the big zigzag sell-off into the low into here January of 2016. And you, on the Shanghai, you got the same thing. You got right into the low January 2016. But if you notice, look at this point right here. This is November, December 2015. We haven't even come close. The Shanghai Composite hasn't even come close to taking that out. And when you go back and look at the Dow, that's right here, okay? That's right there. The Shanghai Composite hasn't even, it's like the Shanghai as if the Dow was hanging right in here around 17,000. That's what the comparison is. That just shows you how much the Shanghai is really lagging in terms of what's going on. Let's take a look at the VIX. This is a weekly chart, but look at the compression we are getting on this weekly chart. It just makes me feel like this is almost like a volcano where the pressure is just building up and building up and building up before an explosion. And if you look back and see, I mean, this is what happens. I mean, you can see how it similar type, very low kind of compression back in here. But even if you go back further, let me zoom back a little bit, get back to my mouse. I got to do that. You see the similar type thing happens before an eruption, then you got it again, and then it started to go again. So just watching to see, it definitely looks like a much more of a declining wedge, very much compression going on the VIX, and this is a weekly chart. So it's kind of in tune with the market continuing to just push higher and the VIX continuing to compress down here in terms of the volatility. All right, let's dive in and take a look at, we're going to look at these 5 FANG Plus stocks. So the plus side, that's Alibaba, Baidu, Nvidia, Tesla, and Twitter. Now this FANG Plus futures contract started trading on November 8th on the ICE futures exchange. So let's dive in here and take a look at Alibaba. Here's the weekly chart. This is all the trading, I believe, on Alibaba. Yes, it is. It came public in September of 2014. And it's been a very solid uptrend. What you're seeing here, this is a weekly. This is a 10-week exponential, 21-week simple, 55-week simple. Okay, I like to use the 10. I've always used for my trigger line, the exponential. The others I use a simple, and I use Fibonacci numbers, and you're going to see that throughout my charts. So right now, Alibaba, no breakdown, continues to ride the trend, continues to ride above that 10-week moving average, and we'll watch and see. I mean, it's you definitely don't want to be shorting this kind of a stock. You don't want to be shorting this just because you think it's gone too far. Okay, you got to wait for price to tell you that it's going to break down. All right, let's take a look at Baidu. Okay, here's the price action on Baidu. Now, I'm going to zoom back out and look at all the trading I've got. Now, this is on an arithmetic scale because that is what showed the trend lines and the channel on the for the Elliott wave count on Baidu much clearer. Okay, and so I believe Baidu had a nice 5-wave move to the upside here that peaked in November 2014, and now the real question is, what is going on with the move since then? And I think there's a decent chance that this is still some kind of corrective move, although we've had this nice move up here. And the reason why I say this is you really have a triangular type of activity that occurred right in here. Okay, it got very compressive in terms of what it was doing. I mean, it doesn't matter almost how you draw your trend lines. Okay, you know, you're getting a like big sideways type corrective action that occurred, and then you had another move to the upside. So it's like this, then sideways, and then this way. Okay. Now let me take a quick. Let me convert this real quick to a monthly chart, and it'll be a little bit clearer. You can see what I'm talking about. So I think there's a decent chance that maybe the corrective action isn't over, that we just had like an A, and that this is a B, a 3-wave B move like this, and that we're then going to correct more again. Okay, that's a real possibility, mainly because of what I'm seeing in here. Now, there may be something else going on, but right now it's just not jumping out to me. Okay, so let me go back to the weekly chart. I mean, from a short-term basis, yes, we're back above the 10-week moving average, and it continues to want to push. But again, okay, now Baidu, yeah, because this is trading, it's an ADR, it's trading in the United States. So this is a holiday shortened volume again. So when you look at the volume on this chart, you're going to see it's, actually, it didn't do that bad. It's a little lower than the previous week, but nothing like a huge drop-off that we've seen on some of these. So that's the picture on Baidu. We'll continue to see. I mean, you look at this bullish candle, and then the pause doji type candle, the bearish dark candle to the downside, potential top right in here. We'll see what kind of follow through we get over the next week or two on Baidu. All right, the next one we're going to take a look at is Nvidia, and boy, this one is quick and easy, because that's about all else I could say about Nvidia is that it just continues to trend to the upside, continues to stay above that 10-week moving average, continues to push higher. And, you know, here's a solid trend line that it's been in ever since that the low back here in February 2016. So again, until this thing, you know, you just don't short something like this until this and or get out if you're riding it until it starts to break down, and let price tell you that it's getting ready to do that. So that is Nvidia, and Tesla is the next one. Now, Tesla is a real interesting stock. Here's all the trading I've got on Tesla on a weekly chart. Again, these are all weekly charts. I think what I've got in here, and I've had this labeling for a long time, here's that first wave, okay? First primary wave up on Tesla. Look at the super strong wave 3 that occurred, okay? That's very typical of a wave 3. Now, this move right in here, kind of a complex sideways to down wave 2. In here, I've got it labeled ABWXY, okay? Wave 2. Now, this notation in here of, you know, corrected 50%, the reason I've got that is because you sit back and say, well, wow, that doesn't look like much, but actually it is 50% when you do the math, okay? I have got semi-log on here so that it keeps all the moves in proportion, Okay, a 1-inch move down here is percentage-wise equal to a 1-inch move up here. This is typically what I do. The only time I move to an arithmetic chart is when I'm trying to look at the channels and channeling for long-term kind of thing. All right, so now what are we looking at in the last part of this with Tesla? I think that we are in a third primary wave up, okay, and that we've had 1, 2, 3, and we're working a fourth wave. Now, because this second wave was a zigzag pullback, I was looking for a sideways type of move, and that's exactly what we've been getting on Tesla. Let me zoom in a little bit. We're talking about a flat. We're talking about an A, B, C flat. Now, here's the key. Here's the key to this whole scenario. The top of wave 1 is at 270, basically 269.34, 270. If this breaks down below 270, the scenario, the bullish case goes out the window. It really kind of damages the whole thing. So I'm expecting a little bit more of a pullback possibly to finish off this C wave, but then I'm not really expecting a whole lot more, and I'm expecting the next leg up to resume and finish off this wave 3. And therefore my expectations is this is going to push above 400. So that's the scenario. You watch and see how price accommodates the scenario. And let's move on to Twitter. Let's take a look at Twitter. Twitter's interesting. The one thing about Twitter, this is all the trade. Here we go. Here's all the trading on Twitter since back in 2013. And again, this is a weekly chart. So it had, quite a bit of a sell-off. If you've been following Twitter, I mean, you're well into this. You know what's going on. And this has made some nice moves here. Got up to 20 from being down here below 15. The thing that really jumps out at me with this chart is this whole move right here. This looks like a potential double bottom to me. Okay, bottom, bottom. And so what's the key for confirming a breakdown? Get a close above that high. And it's trying to go there. Okay, so that's what's really interesting. If we can get a close above this high, which is what, 25.25? So we'll just call it 25. Then I think that this thing could really continue to push and continue to go. Don't know why. I'm just looking at a chart and tell you what I'm seeing. So right now the trend lines have kind of turned to the upside. And it looks like it wants to continue higher. Let's take a look at the volume real quick. Now, the volume has dropped off the last several weeks, but, it's interesting. Even in this holiday shortened week, we had more volume this week than we did the prior week. So that's pretty bullish sign in here with this move. And it actually, to close on its high, 6 cents off its high for the week. So nice move by Twitter. So looking to see if this can continue up here and close above 25.25. All right, that's it for this weekend. If you felt like the video was helpful, please hit the like button. And if you're not watching this on my website, which you are not, you're on YouTube, head on over to the website and sign up, first name and email. Sign up to get my free updates. I have free updates that are different from YouTube that I put out very short during the week, 3 to 5 minutes, Tuesday, Thursday, and a little bit longer on the weekend. And it is a different video update than this. So head on over to the website, sign up for that, and check out the other things I've got for you, the blog posts and stock squawks, and check out the membership also. Everyone have a great rest of the weekend. Talk to you on the next video.